Welcome back. All right. If the board looks weird tonight, it's because we went to the Vancouver Zoo this evening. So I saw most of the first period of this game, and I saw the third period of this game. I was at the zoo for the rest. They have a nice Christmas thing. It's tomorrow too, and like hardly anybody goes to Christmas things after Christmas, so there wasn't like crowds. No problem getting around. And yeah, it was kind of fun. All right, so we'll start things off talking about the New York Rangers in Florida. And as I said, I watched most first period of this one. Shesterkin versus Bobrovsky in this one. Early press by the Panthers. The Rangers then get some pressure 2.5 minutes in. The shots are 2-0 New York at 3 minutes. But at 3:04, so as I'm writing this, Luostarinen, after a failed clear by the Rangers, Forsling gets it to Luostarinen, and it's in the net. So this is why I've been talking about the defense for the Rangers, and people just want to say, oh, Igor's not worth it. It's not on Igor. The defense in front of him just hasn't been good. So Panthers press for another. Florida would score, and there's a goalie interference challenge, and it counts because Rangers. Kulikov gets this one from Balinskis and Samoskevich at 5:19, so it's already 2-0 for Florida. This also means Florida gets the power play because it's a failed challenge. Now, Rangers do kill that off. Balinskis is then denied on a fast break, and there were other fast breaks in that period. There were the defense. What defense? The Panthers go back to the power play. That's killed off as well. So the penalty kill worked for the Rangers tonight. Shots are 8-6 Florida with 9 minutes left. There's a glove save on a rush chance by Jesper Boquist, as again, just every opportunity by Florida seemed to be of the high danger variety. The Panthers press with 6 minutes left. There's a power play for the Rangers. That's killed off. And then he left the house. In the second period, the Rangers get on the scoreboard. So maybe it's me. Maybe it's my fault. Hedel scores from Berard at 14:25. And then less than 2 minutes later, Ryan Lindgren with what I believe is the second of the season. He scores from Fox and Carrick. Now, the lead is gone. It's a tie. It's not a tie for long. At 16:55, so less than a minute later, Jesper Boquist gets the lead back for Florida. Lundell and Balinskis with the assists. And so it's 3-2 Florida after two. Third period, the Rangers get a power play and they score on it, which has not been an automatic for the Rangers lately. I mean, if you're a Rangers fan watching this game, there's some reason for hope. They did push Florida pretty far here. It's a power play goal by Kreider from Panarin and Trocheck at 5:19 to tie the game up at 3. But then Jesper Boquist would strike again at 11:38. He scores from his brother Adam Boquist, so there you go. The Rangers then pull the goaltender late in the game, and Sasha Barkov hits the empty net at 19:23. So, in terms of Rangers losses recently, this one's not that bad. So it's a 5-3 win for Florida. Once your team is measuring how bad of a loss it was, they're probably out of the playoff chase. But Florida 23-13-2 with the win. With the loss, the Rangers 16-19-1. Yeah, it's just a disaster. Your three stars in this one: Jesper Boquist, Bobrovsky, and Balinskis. So if you wanted to be a 3-star, one of the 3 stars, your last name had to start with B. They had to do that for alliterative purposes. Shots on net: 11-10 Rangers in the first, 12-8 Rangers in the second, 13-8 Rangers in the third. Final shots 36-26 for the Rangers. Power plays: the Rangers 1 for 5, Florida 0 for 4. The hits 23-22 Florida. Shesterkin saves 21 out of 25. Bobrovsky 33 saves on 36 shots. Now, the deserve to win meter, and I know people don't like it, but I think it's kind of fun, and if I didn't watch the whole game, why not? According to the deserve to win meter, the Rangers win this one 59.2% of the time. So, once again, if you're a Rangers fan watching this, I do think there's signs this team's going to come out of this, but I'm not sure exactly when the winning's going to start. And if we're talking about a team that might start win one, lose one, which they can't do now because they've fallen out of the hunt, or if they're going to be able to go on some kind of a winning streak. But at least things are starting to look a little bit better. All right, next up, Nashville and Winnipeg. So this one was on Prime. And I saw Winnipeg fans on the Facebook feed talking about how it's on Prime and they don't have Prime and they can't watch the game. I have seen people saying, oh, everybody's got Prime. It's not a big deal. There are some people who don't like this, and considering the costs of everything, it's tough. Now, it was a sellout again in Winnipeg tonight. So it's Saros versus Hellebuck, and in the first period, lots of shots, no goals. So no scoring in the first period of this one. In the second period, it stays scoreless through most of it. So Nashville has that to cling to, that this was close through most of it. DeMello would score at 17-18 from Barron and Stanley. So Morgan Barron getting a point. I'm a big fan of that. Barron's one of my favorite players on the Winnipeg Jets. So we go to the third period, and it stays 1-0 until you get a power play, which becomes a 5-on-3. And during the 5-on-3, you just can't give Winnipeg's power play a 5-on-3. Velarde scores from Ehlers and Connor at 13:44. And then a minute and 1 second later, still on a 5-on-4, Velarde scores the second of the period from Connor and Ehlers. So the same three guys combine again, telling you that these guys are really hard to stop. So Winnipeg ends up winning this one 3-0. They go to 27-10-1. The Tony the Tiger Magnets on the board, of course. Nashville 11-19-7 with the loss. Your 3 stars, Hellebuck, Velarde, and DeMello. Shots on net, 9 apiece in the first, 8-7 Winnipeg in the second, 11-6 Winnipeg in the third. Final shots 28-22 for the Jets. The power plays, 0 for 2 for Nashville, 2 for 5 for Winnipeg. The hits in this one are 28-17 for Nashville. Saros saves 25 out of 28, so he was good, but Hellebuck saved the 22 shots that he faced. And according to the deserved to win meter, the Jets 83% on this one. So even though the shots are kind of close, it looks like the deserved to win meter says the Jets had the higher quality chances and more of them. All right, moving along. The Utah Hockey Club in Seattle against the Kraken. Vejmelka versus Grubauer, and Utah would score first on the power play. It is Logan Cooley from Keller and Schmaltz at 8:41. Seattle would answer late in the period, which is good because they dominated this period mostly, and I did watch the in-between periods of second and third. I was watching the Seattle broadcast. So Seattle controls most of the first period, and eventually they get the lead. First, Yanni Gourde scores from Evans and Schwartz at 18:06, and then 51 seconds later, Burakovsky scores from Schwartz and Larson. So that makes it 2-1 in favor of Seattle. And then it switches. So in the next period, all the shots are at the other end of the rink. So depending on which end of the rink you were at in this one tonight, you saw a lot of shots or very few. Now, eventually, Utah ties it at 19:01. It is Kerfoot from Carconi and Cole, making it 2-2 after the second period. In the third period, there's a kick save on a rush chance by Schmaltz, because this is where I pick it up, is to start the third. Gourde's denied on a breakaway. The Kraken press at 2 minutes. Mata has a chance that's kicked aside. The shots are 3 apiece, 5 minutes into the period. At 7:22 on a breakaway, 5-hole, it is Schwartz from Kakko. Kakko had a very good game tonight for Seattle. So that makes it 3-2. Utah looks to respond. The teams trade rushes. And then at 11:09, Beniers, who had a breakaway and wasn't able to put it in, he ends up scoring off of the skate of Karl Vejmelka. So it is Beniers from Kakko and Dunn. That makes it 4-2. The Kraken then look for another. Shots are 8-6 for Utah with 6.5 minutes left. Utah presses with 5.5 minutes left, and eventually they pull the goaltender with about 3.5 minutes left in the game, which means Seattle gets the empty netter. It is McCann scoring the empty netter from Bjorkstrand at 18:12, makes the final score 5-2 for Seattle. Seattle goes to 17-19-2. They've won 2 in a row, so playing against Vancouver seems to have helped. And Utah 16-14-6. Asriel, come here. Come here. I'll let you out when I'm done this video, okay? I will let you out right away when I'm done this video, okay? You're fine. Come here. Come here. So if you hear yowling, it's this little orange thing here, Asriel. All right. 3 stars in this one, Schwartz, Kakko, and Grubauer. The shots on net, 16-5 for Seattle in the first, 17-7 Utah in the second, 10-8 Seattle in the third. Final shots are 30-33 for Seattle. Power plays, Utah 1 for 1, Seattle 0 for 2. The hits, 24-10 for Seattle. Vejmelka saves 28 out of 32. Grubauer 28 saves on 30 shots. Utah gets the deserved to win meter on this. It means nothing, of course, but it's fun to look at. 60.4% on the deserved to win meter for Utah. I don't know what it is with that little cat, but when I close the door, she assumes that if she stays in here, she is in very, very deep peril, and she will start yowling immediately to get out. Even if I don't know she's in here, she'll show up as soon as I close that door, and I did that earlier because cats being cats and all that. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support, and of course tomorrow is a full day of hockey, so I've got that to look forward to. Thank you guys for your support as I stated. I will talk to you again soon.